Hey, Steve Zook here. Welcome back to Pokesoo channel on the Guitar Ladder System. Hey, I want to talk today about this, and I'm going to be a little on the blunt side, but I just don't have time to send out a bunch of follow-up emails and stuff, so I'm not really doing a lot of samples right now, because I don't. Most people that send out samples of something will then follow up with 4, 5, 6 emails and kind of what they call a drip, you know. Really don't have time for that, folks, but I'd love to help you expand your guitar playing skills. I'd love to help you broaden your improvisational skills, and broadening, by broadening your improvisational skills, you're going to wake up your musical ear. I studied with Joe Pass when I was about 22. I'm 68 now. I studied with Horace Hatchett, who taught Howard Roberts how to play. Howard Roberts started the Musicians Institute in North Hollywood. I've been lucky to study with some great teachers. But even when I studied with Joe Pass, he just said, it's the chordal improvisation which is going to wake up your musical ear. And he didn't say quantum leap. He wasn't the most verbal guy in the world, but that's what he meant to say. He goes, if you want to make huge growth, it's the chordal work that wakes up your musical mind and creates a musical mind that then begins to grow and keep growing and comparing and contrasting. But the most powerful thing you can do is to wake up your subconscious musical mind. The left brain stuff, I mean, sure, it's good to know what chords are and triads and know what a dominant 7♯5 is, all that kind of stuff. But by learning chordal studies, like in my Guitar Ladder System, which you can order at stevezookguitarist.com, it's 100 studies. And if you order without me having to send you a bunch of emails, and I'm not trying to sound lazy, but it just doesn't seem to pay off for me. The people that just believe in me, you can go to vintageguitar.com, put in Steve Zook, read the review of my CD. Mr. Stephen Stone called me a prodigious composer and player. Just go to, if you want to hear some of my music, just Google Steve Zook Bandcamp. You can hear some of my stuff. But it's all about, waking up your ear and learning the 10 different systems of improvisation. Like here's study 1, and you don't need to go through and analyze it, because great music doesn't stick to one type of improvisation. Great music, kind of uses many different systems of improvisation. And so it's really good to understand and expose your musical ear to that on a subconscious level. Anyway, I'm doing something that's kind of going along with this. But the point is, it's the chordal improvisation, learning chord families. That's why it's so important to improvise and always be learning new ways to put chords together. And you'll find that the more you do this, even when you're not studying guitar, you're just sleeping. Your subconscious mind is comparing and contrasting. That's why some of the studies use, intervallic, some diatonic ideas. You can learn to hear your own unique musical ideas by getting to know other musical ideas and by getting to know how chords go together in a musical way. I can play one chord, like a major 7, and then go up a perfect 4th, the other perfect 4th, the other perfect 4th, the other perfect 4th. So that's what's so good about the Guitar Ladder System, is you're going to get up around 100 studies. And if you just order off of the website, I'm going to throw in bonus material, and the bonus material is probably worth at least a couple $100, because it's stuff that's some of it is some of the secret Horace Hatchett files, and some of it is just stuff that I've worked really hard, to develop. So it's really, if you just love guitar and you want to discover, and I'm not overselling, this is really true. I've sold, I think, almost 10,000 courses now. If you want to really begin to hear some of your own unique musical ideas, just go to steveszookguitars.com, order the Guitar Ladder System. If you need credibility, go to Vintage Guitar, put in Steve Zook, read my CD review. If you want to hear some of my original compositions, then go to just Google Steve Zook Bandcamp, listen to my original stuff. But all the studies, are going to share different musical approaches, different improvisational tools. But if you're stuck, or you just, I know this kind of sounds like BS, but it's really true. I mean, most people never discover their own unique musical point of view, and the Guitar Ladder System really is about self-discovery. It's about you beginning to be able to hear and find some of your own unique musical ideas that will come out. Now, you're going to emulate players you like. Sometimes people hear me play and they'll say, well, I remind them of Joe Pass, or some of my lead guitar work on Journey in Time, which you can find at my Bandcamp. If you just Google Steve Zook Bandcamp, listen to Journey in Time. I'm kind of doing kind of a Joe Satriani, Eric Johnson, Hendrixy kind of a solo. People try to pigeonhole me as a jazz player, but I'm just an artist. I'm a composer, and that's what I'm really proud of, and that's what I want you to be. I want you to discover some of your own unique musical ideas. There's no better high on the planet. But to discover your own unique musical ideas, you need to expose your musical mind. You need to create a musical mind in your subconscious, not just a bunch of left brain bullshit. And there's a whole science connected to this called neuroplasticity. I'm way ahead of the curve here, folks, okay? My suggestion is don't overthink it. If any of this makes any sense to you, like maybe you had dreams about music, that's your own music, but you can't find it, or you just want to. And this isn't about making it or making a lot of money. Don't compare yourself to other people. I've had students with very, very little musical talent that actually came up with some incredible music after working my Guitar Ladder System. Some of them it took 6, 7, 8, 9 months. Some of them they started doing this in the next couple, 2 or 3 months. It's not about the time. But the more that you learn, the studies, like study 1, and there's no reason to analyze this stuff, because everything that you do is recorded in your own subconscious mind. Everything you've ever seen, heard, felt, is recorded. But your subconscious mind is a giant. It's so powerful. It will assimilate this information later. So that's why it's so important to always be improvising. Whether it's just something simple. Even like I remember when I discovered this. Kind of has a Joe Pass. I need to warm up. Everything has a direction, and it's the chordal studies that are going to give you that. So my suggestion, if you just love guitar, you love music, you want to see how good you can get. Not just good technically speaking, but see how many of your own unique musical ideas you can allow to come through you. It's kind of a Zen thing, and by Zen I mean you don't have to always be defining it. The more you define things, you're going to miss out on some stuff, Now, sure, it's also important to practice improvisation. I have you can put in 10 systems of improvisation on my site and find some guidelines for that. But it's really important to give yourself that background. So that's why, like study 1, and then you do the shading. I love that chord. I love that major 13 flat 5. You can cycle those. And that has a nice sound to it, right? But anyway, if you just really want to make a quantum leap, just go to steveszookguitars.com, order their Guitar Ladder System. It's going to wake up your musical ear, and you're gonna make some real progress. But you just got to kind of take the leap of faith. $199 is not that much, so you need to kind of make that leap of faith and just go to steveszookguitars.com and order the Guitar Ladder System. Feel good about it, because you're going to make some massive progress. I've taught students that I thought had no musical talent at all, and then once we started waking up their ear and they started learning about the 10 systems of improvisation on a subconscious level, not a big long explanation, some of the stuff they came up with really, really surprised me. So, and it can some of the studies are simple, learning about 4 chords, Like that's like a one from my book. I have some that are kind of complex, like this one. Hang on. These strings are stretching out a little bit. But really, the guitar ladder system is a tool to program your subconscious mind. And that might sound a little too scientific, but that's really what it is. We're going to create a musical folder in your subconscious mind that's going to learn about how to put chords together, learn about chord families, learn the 10 different systems of improvisation, and begin to build and wake up your musical ear, which is much more expanded than you ever thought. So don't limit yourself. Don't think, oh, I can't learn, or I can't grow, or I can't create. You got to take the leap of faith. My suggestion is, if like I said, if you really love guitar, you'd love to. The guitar ladder system is really about self-discovery. It really is, you know. And I mean, I studied jazz, I studied flamenco, I studied classical guitar. I used to practice 6 hours a day to keep up with my classical guitar instruction teacher, John Bent. Worked with him for a while. But, you know, the guitar ladder system is like the same way that Wes Montgomery and Joe Pass learned, by waking up and building and augmenting your musical ear so that you begin to hear tension and resolution, hear where things go. So if any of this is making any sense to you, I highly suggest you go to stevezookguitars.com, order the guitar ladder system. It's $199, and if you order off my site, I'm going to do some bonus material for you down the road, which is a $200 value. I don't do the bonus material right off the bat because I want you to get your feet wet with some of my other material first. And just so you know, I don't send the whole program at once because it's not effective that way. I kind of spoon feed you. You get a little bit, and then you wait, you know, a week or two, whatever, and another study. And it really works really good that way. I've spent over 30 years researching this, working it with private students, finding out what works, what doesn't work. If you really want to make and this guitar is available, I'll go $749 on it. It really sounds good. It even sounds good unplugged. It has a really nice, kind of has a high end. Anyway, these strings are stretching out. Kind of driving me nuts. I like this, the non-root 13 to this chord, which has got a flat 13. It's like a 9, 6, 7 with a flat 13. See, that's not so predictable. It's got color, but it's not quite so predictable. Okay, folks, so if you really love guitar, you want to discover your own musical ideas, you want to discover your own unique musical ideas and find them on the guitar, don't overthink it. Just go to stevezookguitars.com, order the guitar ladder system. You're going to be glad that you did. It really works. This is $749, comes with a gig bag. It really sounds beautiful. It even has I don't know if you can hear it, but it really has a great sound. Even unplugged, you can kind of feel the notes in your chest. This is a really cheap small mic, but you can hear the I know it's a little sharp, right? Anyway, so go to stevezookguitars.com, invest in $199. You're going to be really glad that you did. Invest in your musical happiness. Invest in creating your musical ear. Invest in creating your own subconscious musical guitar teacher in your subconscious mind, because the subconscious mind is a giant. It's a miracle, and it is so powerful. So if any of this makes sense, don't overthink it. You're going to be glad that you did. Just go to stevezookguitars.com, order the guitar ladder system. Let's get you moving forward. All right, folks. Take care. Bye-bye. Let's all keep the positive faith, too. Don't let what's going on right now get in our way, okay? Everything's fine.